So there's going to be a quick video on how to repair one of the problems that these algae dryers are known for, and this is what it is. It's a loud thumping noise coming from the drum, and usually the problem is the rollers. So we're going to go ahead and remove and replace them. It's going to be a quick, easy step-by-step. So hopefully this helps you out. If it does, please hit that thumbs up. So step one is obviously disconnect the power. Once you disconnect the power, I'm going to disconnect the exhaust vent here. Just use a screwdriver to remove the clamp and remove this. Next step, now that we remove the vent, is going to be the gas line. So you just follow it. There should be a shut-off valve. You turn that off, and now you take it off from the dryer. Now that the gas line has been removed, we will be removing 3 screws in the back of the dryer. So it's not going to be the top ones. It's going to be these bottom ones here. So here's 1, 2, and 3. So let me go ahead and do that. So once you got the screws removed, all you're going to do is you're going to grab onto the rear and pull back towards you about 4 to 6 inches, and then you can pull up on it. There we go. Next step is you're going to be removing this tray here. So in here you'll have this little tray for the steam. Remove this, and to remove the tray, to bring it out, you will lift this up here and pull out. Whole tray will come out. Here's just a close-up of the tab that you'll be lifting up. So this will actually clip onto the inside there. Once that is done, you'll remove the 2 screws that are right in here. Once these 2 screws are done, you'll remove 1 more screw that holds this front panel in place, which is the one right back here. This one here. Next step is you're going to be removing this front panel here. And the way to do that is you're just going to grab it here and pull up and back towards you all around here. Do it nice and gently. Take your time, because it has these little clips back here where these little clips will easily break. So just take your time, do it slowly, and just be patient. Once you got this panel removed from the clips, what you're going to do is you're going to lift up and out towards you. So you come up and then kind of pull the bottom out, and this will release the whole panel. So here we have it. So once you're here, next step is you want to take a picture of all these clips, and you're going to start disconnecting all of these from the panel. Just let me show you real quick how these come off. So you just press in on this little clip here, back here, and you pull it out. Pretty simple for these. The way that these clips work over here is you push down and out. So as you can see, what happens is it catches on the lip there. When you press down on the lip, it doesn't allow to catch, and you just pull it out. So that's for these here. So I got most of them off. This one is going to be a little tricky, which is the yellow one, because the clip is on the bottom. So what you do is you just leave that one to the end, flip the panel down, and then you'll be able to get to it. So again, you just press down on the clip and then pull up. Next step is going to be removing this front cover, and the way to do that is you're going to remove 6 screws. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then keep in mind back here there's a clip. So as you take this front cover off, make sure you don't yank on it too hard, because this clip is still attached. So when you bring it out, just make sure to take that one off. So let's go ahead and do that next. And now we just go ahead and remove this cover. So pretty easy. You just pull out and the cover comes off. All right, now that we got that cover off, right here now, right away, you can tell the damage. So here is one of the rollers. The other roller is right back here, but right off the bat, you could see that that roller has come loose. So the bearing has worn out, and that's what's causing the loud thumping noise. So the drum's not catching on that roller. So right then and there, we know that roller's bad. All right, next step. This is optional, but since we're here, it takes 2 seconds to do, and it's gonna help clean out your dryer from all this lint. So we're gonna remove a screw here and a screw here to remove this cover for the lint trap. So here's your lint trap. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and vacuum all this out and get all the lint removed from here. All right, next step, we're gonna be removing these clips. So this is one here, and then there's another one here for the light bulb. There you go. And then this harness here, you're just gonna make sure to remove it from the back. So you're just gonna use some pliers, squeeze it in, and push out to remove this clip. There you have it. You remove this clip. And now we just get this out of the way. Next step now is removing this whole cover here. So to do that, it's 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, now that we've got the screws removed, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be lifting this a little bit up to get it off the clips here, and then just pulling it out. Just take your time with this, pretty simple, just. And there you have it. Here are the rollers that we will be replacing. As you can see, this one is completely gone. That's what's causing the loud noise. So to do that, let me go ahead and show you. These are going to be the new rollers we will be installing. 2 rollers run about $15 for the 2. 80% of the time, the problem is going to be in these front rollers. Now, this whole kit, which you see here, which is 4 rollers, the pulley, the spring, and the belt, this runs $30. So for most people, if you want, you could just replace this front roller and call it a day, and just skip the rest of the video where I'll be replacing the other 2 rollers, the pulley and the belt. But because I've gone this far, it's a peace of mind that I'm actually going to replace all these parts. It doesn't cost much more, and it's a little bit more work, but again, it's for peace of mind. So let's go ahead and get started. So to remove these rollers, let me show you how that's going to be done. Pretty easy. So all we're going to do here, we're going to flip it over. We are going to use a 10 mil on the back. We're going to hold it, and up here we're going to be using the 9/16 socket, and we're just going to go ahead and remove this. And once that's through, you can see it's just one washer and the nut. And we'll just put the new one back in the same way the old one came out. Again, when you take out the old one, just make sure to look at it. Make sure you put it back the same way that the old one came in. So if it's missing a washer or anything like that, just make sure to pull it from the other one. So now here we have it. These are the new ones that we just installed. Pretty simple job, all right? So here I can show you just a little bit closer how the bearing inside just wore off completely. And that's what's causing that loud noise that you hear, like a pair of shoes is bouncing around inside your dryer. So once that is done, again, if you're just gonna go this far and you don't wanna replace all these other parts, then just go ahead and skip ahead to where we start putting it back together. Now, for anybody that buys this whole kit, I'm gonna go through now and I'm gonna show you how and where these parts go. All right, so let's get right through that. Now, for those of you still with me that wanna go ahead and do this process, we're gonna be replacing the pulley, the 2 rear rollers, and the spring. So the pulley is right in here. Pretty sure you could see it right there. And then obviously the belt is attached to that. And then the rollers, there's one right back there, as you can see, which is right there. And there's another one further back down there. We're going to be able to clean up all the insides of it to get rid of all that lint to prevent it from causing any kind of fires in here. And we're going to get it like new again. All right, now let's go ahead and start that process. So now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove this front plate here. And that's done by removing 4 screws. So it's going to be this screw here, the screw right there, this screw on top, and then this screw here. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So just so you're aware, the little screws go on the top so you don't mix them. So the longer one goes on the bottom. Once this is done, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be lifting up and out. Now, obviously keep in mind that this is still in place, so we're going to have to wiggle it around to get it out and keep this still where it's at. As you can see, we got this out. Now we're going to have to remove one more screw, which is right here, this one, to release this from the back. And there you have it. Okay, next step is we're going to be removing this belt. So as you can see here, the belt runs in this little groove. So I've marked mines just so I know where that groove is at, where this belt should be when I put it back. And the way to do that is you're going to release some of the tension on this pulley right here. You're going to pull down on it, and then you're just going to take the pulley off the channel that it's in. There's an access panel right here that you can also remove. So let me show you how it looks from in there. This is the pulley and the belt. So take a picture of it. Make sure you remember how that belt runs on that channel of the pulley. So now I'm going to remove it from that side access port there. But you can also do it from the front. I'm just going to do it from back there just so you kind of have an idea of how it's done. So you can release some of the pressure on the spring and remove it from the channel. And that's pretty much it. So now that the belt's loose, all we gotta do is pull our drum out. Make sure this belt's not caught up underneath. And there you have it. So here's this pulley we were talking about. So the belt runs on here, kind of an S pattern, as you saw from before. And since we're here, we're gonna clean all this up. Make sure it's all nice and clean, no more lint around here. And then we're gonna go ahead and replace these 2 rollers as well as this pulley. So now here's a better view of the pulley, as you can see. Now when you remove this, you can see down here there's a switch right here. So what happens is, as it comes up, it releases that switch. So when you put it back in, all you got to do is make sure that this is underneath that switch. So to remove this pulley, and the reason we're going to change this out is, as you can see, not much roll there compared to this one, a lot freer. So since we're all the way to, since we've gotten this far, we're just going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to release, so we're going to take off this bolt here. Once we take this off, we're going to remove the spring. Again, just make sure that this little ledge here is underneath the switch. Then we'll go ahead and put the screw back on. So there we have it. The new pulley has been installed. So let's go on to the rear rollers. So now the next step is going to be removing these 2 rollers and replacing them.
So you can actually pull the whole thing out by removing the back panel, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that just because I don't see any damage to those. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the roller by removing this little ring here. So as you can see, you just get some pliers and you get it out of the groove, all three sides, and this little clip here will come loose, and then you'll be able to pull the roller out. So as you can see, you'll use some pliers to get this little ring out, just little by little, remove it out of each side, and then we're just going to pull the roller out and then replace the new roller back in. So let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, we removed the little clip, the retaining clip. You just slide it out. Just make sure to look at this, make sure there's no grooves or anything that's damaging to it. I don't see anything wrong with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put one of the new rollers in. So the new roller, we'll just take out the clips that one had. And we'll slide the new roller in there. And then we'll put the clip back on. So we just gotta make sure the clip goes into the grooves. So there you go. As you can see, pretty easy job. So just go ahead and do that to the other one. Well, there we have it. Both rollers have been installed. So that's pretty much it for inside. Now what we're gonna do is pretty much reassemble everything back the way it went. First thing we gotta do is put the drum back in. We replaced the belt. So I made sure that the belt is in the groove. As you can see, it has these little grooves. The grooves go towards the drum. So again, just make sure it's on that groove, and then we're gonna slide it back inside and mount it on top of those back rollers. So as we can see, it's been mounted on top of those rollers. The next step is going to be to attach the belt to the pulley. And because I did open up that little access port on the side, I'm going to go ahead and do it through there. All right, we got the belt back in place. We went off the picture that we had taken earlier, made sure everything is aligned, made sure that the belt's still on that groove. Now that we have the drum back inside and the belt and pulley all set up, we're gonna go ahead and put this front plate now that goes here. So we'll start off by attaching this top screw. And then we'll get this aligned and back inside the grooves that it has. So you can see there's a little groove here. This will go inside and down. So go ahead and do that. Once we got this metal plate aligned to these two grooves, one here, then we'll go ahead and put the screws. So these little tabs go on top of the frame. So there's one there, there's one here. And then we go ahead and put the screws in. And remember, the short ones are for the top. So it's 4 screws, one here, and then one on each side. Next step is going to be installing this front cover, the one we replaced the rollers on. So pretty simple, just remember, make sure that the drum sits on top of the rollers back here. So just going to take your time and make sure that they go in these little grooves. What I found that made it easy was I actually put my hand inside, pushed the drum up, and then got this inside, and then just worked these little side tabs. The tabs are the ones on the top, and then worked it in there. Once I got that aligned, just made sure that the rollers are actually on top. So as you can see now, it spins, so we're good to go on that. So now we're going to put the 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we have those screws in place, now's the time to test everything. Basically, you're going to spin the drum, make sure that everything aligns so that your belt is in that groove there. Make sure that this is spinning here. As you can see, should spin freely. There you have it. And again, just go back here and make sure that the rollers are actually on top or underneath the drum. So there we go. Next step, we're gonna connect these clips. So we're gonna run the wire harness back through down here, down into this light bulb here. Connect this one. And then connect the one down here. Next step after that is going to be put this panel down here. So next step, we're going to be putting on the front cover with the door. So this step, first thing you're going to do is you're going to put the clip that goes with this wire harness. You're going to put it right back where you took it off from, which is right here. So put the push clip back in. Once you have the clip in, we're going to attach this clip to the sensor here. But before, just so you can see real quick, you see these two little ledges here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put those right in these little tabs, right there. So that's how we're gonna align it. Connect the clip first. Then once connected, we're gonna mount it on those two clips on the bottom. Then once attached, you just push it back and it should line up. Just make sure this goes underneath the lip. And now we will be attaching 6 screws. So we got one here, one here, one here, one here, and then these 2. Next up is going to be reattaching this display panel here. So this one, you're just going to look at the pictures that you had before, and you're going to go back and plug in all the clips the same way you took them off. So go ahead and do that. These clips, pretty much, it's kind of hard to put them in the wrong spot. So just make sure that all the clips coming out of this wire harness are connected. And once that is done, now we're going to attach this panel. As you can see right here, this little lip here. From behind, you can see that that has to go over. So as you can see, that clipped in. So right there, just align these clips here. That one, that one. There you go. Once that is done, we're going to go ahead and put the 2 screws back in here. So these are going to be the longer screws. Then after that, you're going to put your tray in. Make sure to lift this up right here. And slide it in. Put the little water tray for the steamer. Alright, so now we're going to put on the lid. So obviously the side that has the 3 little screws goes in the back. And you're just going to basically align it to these here. And slide it in. You're going to attach the 3 screws. So the screws go right down here. Same place you took them off. 1, 2, and then the 3rd one on that side. Alright guys, so now that we got those last 3 screws tightened up, the last 2 things are obviously just connect that gas line and then that exhaust vent. And now everything, if you did everything correctly, then you should have a quiet running dryer. If not, then just stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to destroy a dryer with a sledgehammer on my next video. Here's the before. And here it is now. So as you can see, it looks like we did everything correctly. Now we have a quieter, smoother running dryer. Hopefully this video helped you out. Hopefully it saved you some money. If it did, please leave a comment below. It really helps out the channel, and hit that thumbs up. Thank you for watching.